All right. You know what time it is, don't you? Time for a little video. And it's been a little while since I've done my last video, at least in English. And the reason for that is because I'm not going to continue just talking about the same old shit all the time. Nothing new ever happens, really. The powers that be always just regurgitate the same old propaganda scripts on an endless repeat, and they have been desperately trying to get me to respond to their latest regurgitation of their fabricated propaganda accusations against me, Stephen Bell. The same accusations that they have been leveling or have been labeling me guilty for in public since the inception of this program. And I, for one, am completely and utterly sick of it. Anybody with a brain can realize by now is nothing more than fabricated justification for the powers that be, who are completely acting outside of the rule of law and doing so increasingly. And they are absolutely and utterly willing to say and do anything to further their interest. And the way to further their interest is by always running some kind of sile, not just against me but against the public at large. And accusing someone of a sex crime who contradicts their narratives is their favourite modus operandi, not just against me but a plethora of people. And in this regard, it's quite relevant to mention how they're now using the same tactic against Russel Brand, who is now being accused of some supposed rape and grooming of a 16-year-old, as far as the slander papers are saying in the UK. And this is from more than a decade ago. Of course, there's no indictment, there's no arrest, there was no nothing. It's just the tabloids coming out with accusations in public, and they're doing so all of a sudden when Russel Brand is making a lot of noise against the powers that be's interests. And I'm sure if you know who Russel Brand is, you know as of late he is quite outspoken about the clown world that we are living in. How completely and outrageous many of the things are that we are subjected to, and I for one know what it's like being accused of a sex crime without ever being made aware, without ever being prosecuted, without ever being found guilty or anything. And this tactic is not just being used against me, or in this case Russel Brand, but it's used against a plethora of people who go against the interest of the powers that be. Andrew Tate is a relevant person that comes to mind, who has been outspoken about the Matrix, and just another word for the unelected establishment who actually run the world, if you will. And Julian Assange has also been accused of rape, just so that he could be withheld in the UK and not travel past the UK, and under the pretext of rape allegations in Sweden, which after a long while got dropped as well when it was no longer necessary to use those allegations as a pretext. And this is the same old script that is being used over and over and over again. And thank God people are starting to realise this is a tactic. The way they use sex crime allegations against people, typically crimes that are supposedly have taken place for more than a decade ago, that is a good indicator of something being a propaganda script. Of course, someone can be guilty of a crime for a decade ago, but when there's a concerted effort being waged over and over again, and it follows the same kind of script over and over again, well, then you should know by now that this is a propaganda. It's propaganda, and it's a coordinated attack being leveled against people who pose a threat to the interest of the establishment. And I, for one, am one of those people, and I'm probably the one who is being most maligned, most attacked, and that's because it has been shown that nobody, even my own family, has ever been willing to tell me what I needed to know in relation to this program, and that's how it's been able to get so out of hand. And I'm just one of many persons who are being targeted these ways, and I am not going to be the last, nor is this going to be the last regurgitation of these completely fabricated propaganda accusations.